CLEP English Literature novel questions. Question 1. Preparing a CLEP-style clue among these choices, which one explains a passage where a strong pause interrupts the middle of a poetic line? Option A. Enjambment. Option B. Assonance. Option C. Caesura. Option D. Octave. The correct answer is option C. Caesura. Caesura fits because caesura names a pause within a line, often marked by punctuation or a natural break in speech. Enjambment is wrong because enjambment carries syntax across a line break. Octave and assonance describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 2. Studying a CLEP-style clue, study cards should connect Thomas Hardy with which work? Option A. Macbeth. Option B. Beowulf. Option C. Sonnets from the Portuguese. Option D. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. The correct answer is option D. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Tess of the D'Urbervilles fits because it is Thomas Hardy's work, a late Victorian tragic novel involving social judgment, fate, sexuality, and rural change. Sonnets from the Portuguese is associated with Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Beowulf is associated with anonymous Old English poet. Macbeth belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 3. If a clue names Clarissa Dalloway, which title is expected? Option A. The Remains of the Day. Option B. Hard Times. Option C. Jane Eyre. Option D. Mrs. Dalloway. The correct answer is option D. Mrs. Dalloway. Clarissa Dalloway anchors Woolf's modernist single-day novel of memory and consciousness. Elizabeth Bennet is in Austen, Tess is in Hardy, Belinda is in Pope. Question 4. Examining a CLEP-style clue, can a CLEP item about Henry Fielding point to which work? Option A. Tom Jones. Option B. Things Fall Apart. Option C. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Option D. Beowulf. The correct answer is option A. Tom Jones. Tom Jones fits because it is Henry Fielding's work, a comic realist novel known for an intrusive narrator and carefully plotted action. Beowulf is associated with anonymous Old English poet. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock is associated with T.S. Eliot. Things Fall Apart belongs with Chinua Achebe, not this author clue. Question 5. Among these works, which one is by Joseph Conrad? Option A. Heart of Darkness. Option B. Don Juan. Option C. Mrs. Dalloway. Option D. Othello. The correct answer is option A. Heart of Darkness. Heart of Darkness fits because it is Joseph Conrad's work, a modern novella exploring imperialism, moral darkness, narration, and ambiguity. Don Juan is associated with Lord Byron. Mrs. Dalloway is associated with Virginia Woolf. Othello belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 6. Among these writers, who is linked to Mrs. Dalloway? Option A. Virginia Woolf. Option B. Joseph Conrad. Option C. John Bunyan. Option D. T.S. Eliot. The correct answer is option A. Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf fits because Mrs. Dalloway is a modernist novel using stream of consciousness, memory, and a single-day structure. Joseph Conrad is linked to Heart of Darkness. John Bunyan is linked to The Pilgrim's Progress. T.S. Eliot points instead to The Wasteland, so it does not match this clue. Question 7. Testing a CLEP-style clue, when a passage shows a 9-line stanza with 8 lines of iambic pentameter and a final alexandrine, which term fits? Option A. Spenserian stanza. Option B. Assonance. Option C. Narrator. Option D. Bildungsroman. The correct answer is option A. Spenserian stanza. Spenserian stanza fits because it means a 9-line stanza with 8 lines of iambic pentameter and a final alexandrine. Bildungsroman and narrator refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Assonance is also different. Heroic couplet has 2 rhymed lines. Blank verse is unrhymed iambic pentameter. Ottava rima has 8 lines. Question 8. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, during work matching, which title belongs to Lawrence Sterne? Option A. Tristram Shandy. Option B. The Remains of the Day. Option C. The Second Coming. Option D. Ulysses. The correct answer is option A. Tristram Shandy. Tristram Shandy fits because it is Lawrence Sterne's work, an experimental 18th-century novel famous for digression and playful narration. The Remains of the Day is associated with Kazuo Ishiguro. Ulysses is associated with James Joyce. The Second Coming belongs with W. B. Yeats, not this author clue. Question 9. Recognizing D.H. Lawrence should lead to which title? Option A. Waiting for Godot. Option B. The Remains of the Day. Option C. Sons and Lovers. Option D. Don Juan. The correct answer is option C. Sons and Lovers. Sons and Lovers fits because it is D.H. Lawrence's work, a modern novel of psychological realism, family bonds, sexuality and class tension. Don Juan is associated with Lord Byron. The Remains of the Day is associated with Kazuo Ishiguro. Waiting for Godot belongs with Samuel Beckett, not this author clue. Question 10. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, how should a character clue about Heathcliff and Catherine be answered? Option A. Preface to Shakespeare. Option B. The Second Coming. Option C. Wuthering Heights. Option D. Dr. Faustus. The correct answer is option C. Wuthering Heights. Heathcliff and Catherine are at the emotional center of Emily Bronte's Gothic novel. Pip belongs to Great Expectations, Dorothea belongs to Middlemarch, Belinda belongs to The Rape of the Lock. Question 11. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, if you see Kazuo Ishiguro, which title should you remember? Option A. The Remains of the Day. Option B. 1984. Option C. Heart of Darkness. Option D. Songs of Innocence and Experience. The correct answer is option A. The Remains of the Day. The Remains of the Day fits because it is Kazuo Ishiguro's work, a late 20th century novel about memory, restraint, class, and missed emotional truth. Songs of Innocence and Experience is associated with William Blake, 1984 is associated with George Orwell. Heart of Darkness belongs with Joseph Conrad, not this author clue. Question 12. Recognizing Tess D'Urberville points to which work? Option A. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Option B. Troilus and Cresside. Option C. 1984. Option D. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The correct answer is option A. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Tess is the tragic heroine in Hardy's late Victorian novel. Jane Eyre belongs to Charlotte Bronte, Molly Bloom belongs to Joyce, Christian belongs to Bunyan. Question 13. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, should Macbeth be matched with which writer? Option A. Matthew Arnold. Option B. Thomas Hardy. Option C. William Shakespeare. Option D. Charles Dickens. The correct answer is option C. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because Macbeth is a tragedy of ambition, prophecy, regicide, guilt, and disorder. Charles Dickens is linked to Great Expectations. Thomas Hardy is linked to Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Matthew Arnold points instead to Dover Beach, so it does not match this clue. Question 14. Examining a CLEP-style clue, can a CLEP item about George Eliot point to which work? Option A. Preface to Shakespeare. Option B. Middlemarch. Option C. Troilus and Cresside. Option D. To His Coy Mistress. The correct answer is option B. Middlemarch. Middlemarch fits because it is George Eliot's work, a realist Victorian novel known for social breadth, moral complexity, and Dorothea Brooke. Preface to Shakespeare is associated with Samuel Johnson. To His Coy Mistress is associated with Andrew Marvell. Troilus and Cresside belongs with Geoffrey Chaucer, not this author clue. Question 15. Among these works, which one is by Charlotte Bronte? Option A. Volpone. Option B. Mrs. Dalloway. Option C. Jane Eyre. Option D. Orinoco. The correct answer is option C. Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre fits because it is Charlotte Bronte's work, a Victorian Bildungsroman with Gothic elements, moral independence, and first-person narration. Mrs. Dalloway is associated with Virginia Woolf. Volpone is associated with Ben Jonson. Orinoco belongs with Aphra Behn, not this author clue. Question 16. How should a CLEP author clue for Sons and Lovers be answered? Option A. D.H. Lawrence. Option B. William Wordsworth. Option C. William Shakespeare. Option D. William Blake. The correct answer is option A. D.H. Lawrence. D.H. Lawrence fits because Sons and Lovers is a modern novel of psychological realism, family bonds, sexuality, and class tension. William Blake is linked to Songs of Innocence and Experience. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. William Wordsworth points instead to lyrical ballads, so it does not match this clue. Question 17. During character review, which work belongs with Elizabeth Bennet? Option A. Robinson Crusoe. Option B. King Lear. Option C. Ulysses. Option D. Pride and Prejudice. The correct answer is option D. Pride and Prejudice. Elizabeth Bennet is Austen's witty heroine in a novel of manners. Dorothea Brooke belongs to Middlemarch. Clarissa Dalloway belongs to Mrs. Dalloway. Ophelia belongs to Hamlet. Question 18. Recognizing Samuel Taylor Coleridge should lead to which title? Option A. The Temple. Option B. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Option C. Omrose. Option D. Things Fall Apart. The correct answer is option B. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The rhyme of the Ancient Mariner fits because it is Samuel Taylor Coleridge's work, a supernatural romantic ballad involving guilt, punishment, and imaginative vision. The Temple is associated with George Herbert, Omeros is associated with Derek Walcott. Things Fall Apart belongs with Chinua Achebe, not this author clue. Question 19. How would a clue about George Orwell most likely be answered? Option A. Ulysses. Option B. 1984. Option C. The Canterbury Tales. Option D. Waiting for Godot. The correct answer is option B. 1984. 1984 fits because it is George Orwell's work, a dystopian political novel about surveillance, language control and totalitarian power. Ulysses is associated with James Joyce, Waiting for Godot is associated with Samuel Beckett. The Canterbury Tales belongs with Geoffrey Chaucer, not this author clue. Question 20. Among these titles, which one contains Jane Eyre and Rochester? Option A. Jane Eyre. Option B. Holy Sonnets. Option C. Dover Beach. Option D. The Remains of the Day. The correct answer is option A. Jane Eyre. Jane and Rochester are central to Charlotte Bronte's Gothic Bildungsroman. Catherine and Heathcliff belong to Wuthering Heights, Elizabeth and Darcy belong to Pride and Prejudice, Vladimir and Estragon belong to Waiting for Godot. Question 21. Can Things Fall Apart help identify which author? Option A. Charlotte Bronte. Option B. Oscar Wilde. Option C. T.S. Eliot. Option D. Chinua Achebe. The correct answer is option D. Chinua Achebe. Chinua Achebe fits because Things Fall Apart is a post-colonial novel about Igbo society, colonial disruption and cultural conflict. Charlotte Bronte is linked to Jane Eyre, Oscar Wilde is linked to the importance of being earnest. T.S. Eliot points instead to the wasteland, so it does not match this clue. Question 22. On a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with Beowulf? Option A. Virginia Woolf. Option B. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Option C. Seamus Heaney. Option D. Anonymous Old English Poet. The correct answer is option D. Anonymous Old English Poet. Anonymous Old English Poet fits because Beowulf is an Anglo-Saxon heroic epic built around monsters, loyalty, fame, and alliterative verse. Virginia Woolf is linked to Mrs. Dalloway, Seamus Heaney is linked to North. Elizabeth Barrett Browning points instead to sonnets from the Portuguese, so it does not match this clue. Question 23. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, can a CLEP item about Charles Dickens point to which work? Option A. Hard Times. Option B. The Golden Notebook. Option C. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Option D. Middlemarch. The correct answer is option A. Hard Times. Hard Times fits because it is Charles Dickens's work, a Victorian social problem novel criticizing industrial utilitarianism and dehumanizing education. The Golden Notebook is associated with Doris Lessing, Tess of the D'Urbervilles is associated with Thomas Hardy. Middlemarch belongs with George Eliot, not this author clue. Question 24. Examining a CLEP-style clue among these works, which one is by Aphra Behn? Option A. The Canterbury Tales. Option B. Ode to the West Wind. Option C. Preface to Shakespeare. Option D. Orinoco. The correct answer is option D. Orinoco. Orinoco fits because it is Aphra Behn's work, an early prose narrative associated with colonialism, slavery and heroic romance. Preface to Shakespeare is associated with Samuel Johnson, The Canterbury Tales is associated with Geoffrey Chaucer. Ode to the West Wind belongs with Percy Bysshe Shelley, not this author clue. Question 25. Considering a CLEP-style clue, can Heart of Darkness help identify which author? Option A. T.S. Eliot. Option B. Joseph Conrad. Option C. Doris Lessing. Option D. William Wordsworth. The correct answer is option B. Joseph Conrad. Joseph Conrad fits because Heart of Darkness is a modern novella exploring imperialism, moral darkness, narration, and ambiguity. T.S. Eliot is linked to The Wasteland, Doris Lessing is linked to The Golden Notebook. William Wordsworth points instead to lyrical ballads, so it does not match this clue. Question 26. When a passage shows a statement that seems contradictory but reveals a deeper truth, which term fits? Option A. Symbolism. Option B. Paradox. Option C. Pastoral. Option D. Metonymy. The correct answer is option B. Paradox. Paradox fits because it means a statement that seems contradictory but reveals a deeper truth. Pastoral and symbolism refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Metonymy is also different, hyperbole exaggerates, allusion references outside material, enjambment carries syntax across lines. Question 27. Testing a CLEP style clue. Identify the writer normally connected with Tristram Shandy. Option A, Percy Bysshe Shelley. Option B, Charlotte Brontë. Option C, Matthew Arnold. Option D, Laurence Sterne. The correct answer is option D, Laurence Sterne. Laurence Sterne fits because Tristram Shandy is an experimental 18th century novel famous for digression and playful narration. Charlotte Brontë is linked to Jane Eyre. Matthew Arnold is linked to Dover Beach. Percy Bysshe Shelley points instead to Ode to the West Wind, so it does not match this clue. Question 28. Select the term for a poem in which a single speaker reveals character while addressing an implied listener. Option A, dramatic irony. Option B, pastoral. Option C, dramatic monologue. Option D, tragedy. The correct answer is option C, dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue fits because it means a poem in which a single speaker reveals character while addressing an implied listener. Tragedy and pastoral refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Dramatic irony is also different. Elegy mourns the dead, epic narrates heroic action, ode is a formal lyric of praise or meditation. Question 29. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, can 1984 help identify which author? Option A, W. B. Yeats. Option B, Geoffrey Chaucer. Option C, Andrew Marvell. Option D, George Orwell. The correct answer is option D, George Orwell. George Orwell fits because 1984 is a dystopian political novel about surveillance, language control and totalitarian power. Geoffrey Chaucer is linked to the Canterbury Tales. W. B. Yeats is linked to the Second Coming. Andrew Marvell points instead to his coy mistress, so it does not match this clue. Question 30. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue on a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with Robinson Crusoe? Option A, Daniel Defoe. Option B, Charles Dickens. Option C, Emily Brontë. Option D, William Wordsworth. The correct answer is option A, Daniel Defoe. Daniel Defoe fits because Robinson Crusoe is an early English novel using realism, survival narrative, and economic individualism. Charles Dickens is linked to Great Expectations. Emily Brontë is linked to Wuthering Heights. William Wordsworth points instead to lyrical ballads, so it does not match this clue. Question 31. Identify the writer normally connected with The Remains of the Day. Option A, Emily Brontë. Option B, D. H. Lawrence. Option C, Kazuo Ishiguro. Option D, Andrew Marvell. The correct answer is option C, Kazuo Ishiguro. Kazuo Ishiguro fits because The Remains of the Day is a late 20th century novel about memory, restraint, class, and missed emotional truth. D. H. Lawrence is linked to Sons and Lovers. Emily Brontë is linked to Wuthering Heights. Andrew Marvell points instead to his coy mistress, so it does not match this clue. Question 32. Studying a CLEP-style clue, when Christian appears in a CLEP-style item, which work fits? Option A, Sonnets. Option B, Volpone. Option C, Great Expectations. Option D, The Pilgrim's Progress. The correct answer is option D, The Pilgrim's Progress. Christian is the allegorical pilgrim whose journey represents spiritual life. Gulliver is Swift's traveler, Hamlet is Shakespeare's prince, Prufrock is Eliot's anxious speaker. Question 33. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue during passage analysis, which term matches the clue that a comparison explicitly uses like or as? Option A, synecdoche. Option B, simile. Option C, metaphor. Option D, paradox. The correct answer is option B, simile. Simile fits because simile is the figure of comparison signaled by words such as like or as. Metaphor is wrong because metaphor implies comparison without those words. Synecdoche and paradox describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 34. On a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with Tess of the D'Urbervilles? Option A, Jane Austen. Option B, Oscar Wilde. Option C, William Shakespeare. Option D, Thomas Hardy. The correct answer is option D, Thomas Hardy. Thomas Hardy fits because Tess of the D'Urbervilles is a late Victorian tragic novel involving social judgment, fate, sexuality, and rural change. Jane Austen is linked to Pride and Prejudice. Oscar Wilde is linked to the importance of being earnest. William Shakespeare points instead to Hamlet, so it does not match this clue. Question 35. Identify the writer normally connected with Midnight's Children. Option A, Jonathan Swift. Option B, Aphra Behn. Option C, Salman Rushdie. Option D, William Shakespeare. The correct answer is option C, Salman Rushdie. Salman Rushdie fits because Midnight's Children is a post-colonial novel using magical realism to connect personal and national history. Jonathan Swift is linked to Gulliver's Travels, Aphra Behn is linked to Orinoco, William Shakespeare points instead to Hamlet, so it does not match this clue. Question 36. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, when Jane Austen appears in review, which title fits? Option A. Macbeth. Option B. King Lear. Option C. Robinson Crusoe. Option D. Pride and Prejudice. The correct answer is option D. Pride and Prejudice. Pride and Prejudice fits because it is Jane Austen's work, a novel of manners centered on courtship, class, irony, and moral judgment. Robinson Crusoe is associated with Daniel Defoe, King Lear is associated with William Shakespeare. Macbeth belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 37. Testing a CLEP-style clue, how should a character clue about Faustus be answered? Option A. King Lear. Option B. Macbeth. Option C. The Pilgrim's Progress. Option D. Dr. Faustus. The correct answer is option D. Dr. Faustus. Faustus is Marlowe's scholar who trades his soul for power and knowledge. Macbeth concerns regicide and prophecy. Tom Jones is an 18th-century novel. Mrs. Dalloway is modernist fiction. Question 38. If narration follows a character's flowing perceptions, memories, and associations, which concept is being tested? Option A. Comedy of manners. Option B. Stream of consciousness. Option C. Allegory. Option D. Heroic couplet. The correct answer is option B. Stream of consciousness. Stream of consciousness fits because stream of consciousness tries to imitate mental flow and is central to many modernist novels. Heroic couplet is wrong because heroic couplet is a verse form. Allegory and comedy of manners describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 39. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, how would a clue about Daniel Defoe most likely be answered? Option A. Ulysses. Option B. 1984. Option C. Robinson Crusoe. Option D. Pride and Prejudice. The correct answer is option C. Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe fits because it is Daniel Defoe's work, an early English novel using realism, survival narrative, and economic individualism. Ulysses is associated with James Joyce, Pride and Prejudice is associated with Jane Austen. 1984 belongs with George Orwell, not this author clue. Question 40. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, how should a CLEP author clue for Pride and Prejudice be answered? Option A. Edmund Spenser. Option B. Thomas Hardy. Option C. W. B. Yeats. Option D. Jane Austen. The correct answer is option D. Jane Austen. Jane Austen fits because Pride and Prejudice is a novel of manners centered on courtship, class, irony, and moral judgment. Edmund Spenser is linked to the Faerie Queene. W. B. Yeats is linked to the Second Coming. Thomas Hardy points instead to Tess of the D'Urbervilles, so it does not match this clue. Question 41. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, can the Faerie Queene help identify which author? Option A. Samuel Johnson. Option B. Edmund Spenser. Option C. Emily Bronte. Option D. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. The correct answer is option B. Edmund Spenser. Edmund Spenser fits because the Faerie Queene is an allegorical Renaissance epic romance written in the Spenserian stanza. Emily Bronte is linked to Wuthering Heights. Samuel Johnson is linked to Preface to Shakespeare. Samuel Taylor Coleridge points instead to the Rime of the Ancient Mariner, so it does not match this clue. Question 42. Which term fits a passage where a novel stresses haunted spaces, secrecy, terror, and psychological darkness? Option A. Neoclassical satire. Option B. Gothic. Option C. Pastoral. Option D. Domestic realism. The correct answer is option B. Gothic. Gothic fits because Gothic fiction uses fear, mystery, confinement, and dark settings to explore emotional or moral anxiety. Pastoral is wrong because pastoral idealizes rural simplicity. Neoclassical satire and domestic realism describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 43. Can Pip and Miss Havisham help identify which work? Option A. Sonnets. Option B. Great Expectations. Option C. Dr. Faustus. Option D. Gulliver's Travels. The correct answer is option B. Great Expectations. Pip and Miss Havisham belong to Dickens's Victorian novel about class, guilt, and moral growth. Tess belongs to Hardy, Stephen Dedalus belongs to Joyce, Okonkwo belongs to Achebe. Question 44. Examining a CLEP-style clue among these terms, which one names a reference to another text, historical event, myth, or cultural figure? Option A. Allusion. Option B. Epistolary novel. Option C. Synecdoche. Option D. Iambic pentameter. The correct answer is option A. Allusion. Allusion fits because it means a reference to another text, historical event, myth, or cultural figure. Iambic pentameter and epistolary novel refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Synecdoche is also different. Allegory sustains symbolic meaning across a whole work. Irony creates contrast between appearance and reality. Meter concerns rhythmic pattern. Question 45. Can Wuthering Heights help identify which author? Option A. Anonymous Old English poet. Option B. William Shakespeare. Option C. Samuel Johnson. Option D. Emily Bronte. The correct answer is option D. Emily Bronte. Emily Bronte fits because Wuthering Heights is a Gothic Victorian novel of passion, revenge, setting, and layered narration. Anonymous Old English poet is linked to Beowulf. Samuel Johnson is linked to preface to Shakespeare. William Shakespeare points instead to Hamlet, so it does not match this clue. Question 46. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue. If a clue names Dorothea Brooke, which title is expected? Option A. Middlemarch. Option B. Mrs. Dalloway. Option C. Don Juan. Option D. Things Fall Apart. The correct answer is option A. Middlemarch. Dorothea Brooke is a central figure in George Eliot's realist Victorian novel. Elizabeth Bennet is Austen's heroine, Clarissa Dalloway is Wolfe's character, Satan is Milton's epic rebel. Question 47. During work matching, which title belongs to Chinua Achebe? Option A. Things Fall Apart. Option B. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Option C. My Last Duchess. Option D. Robinson Crusoe. The correct answer is option A. Things Fall Apart. Things Fall Apart fits because it is Chinua Achebe's work, a post-colonial novel about Igbo society, colonial disruption, and cultural conflict. My Last Duchess is associated with Robert Browning. Robinson Crusoe is associated with Daniel Defoe. Tess of the D'Urbervilles belongs with Thomas Hardy, not this author clue. Question 48. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, how would a clue about Emily Bronte most likely be answered? Option A. Don Juan. Option B. Wuthering Heights. Option C. The Second Coming. Option D. Omeros. The correct answer is option B. Wuthering Heights. Wuthering Heights fits because it is Emily Bronte's work, a Gothic Victorian novel of passion, revenge, setting, and layered narration. Omeros is associated with Derek Walcott. Don Juan is associated with Lord Byron. The Second Coming belongs with W. B. Yeats, not this author clue. Question 49. During author review, which writer belongs with Hard Times? Option A. Charles Dickens. Option B. Christopher Marlowe. Option C. Chinua Achebe. Option D. Charlotte Bronte. The correct answer is option A. Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens fits because Hard Times is a Victorian social problem novel criticizing industrial utilitarianism and dehumanizing education. Christopher Marlowe is linked to Dr. Faustus. Charlotte Bronte is linked to Jane Eyre. Chinua Achebe points instead to Things Fall Apart, so it does not match this clue. Question 50. If a clue names Paradise Lost, which author is expected? Option A. William Shakespeare. Option B. Ben Jonson. Option C. Andrew Marvell. Option D. John Milton. The correct answer is option D. John Milton. John Milton fits because Paradise Lost is a blank verse epic on the fall, Satan, obedience, free will, and divine justice. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Andrew Marvell is linked to his coy mistress. Ben Jonson points instead to Volpone, so it does not match this clue. Question 51. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, which work is tied to Mary Shelley? Option A. Ulysses. Option B. Frankenstein. Option C. Mrs. Dalloway. Option D. The Pilgrim's Progress. The correct answer is option B. Frankenstein. Frankenstein fits because it is Mary Shelley's work, a Gothic and romantic novel about creation, responsibility, isolation, and ambition. The Pilgrim's Progress is associated with John Bunyan. Ulysses is associated with James Joyce. Mrs. Dalloway belongs with Virginia Woolf, not this author clue. Question 52. Who wrote Tom Jones? Option A. Geoffrey Chaucer. Option B. Andrew Marvell. Option C. Henry Fielding. Option D. William Shakespeare. The correct answer is option C. Henry Fielding. Henry Fielding fits because Tom Jones is a comic realist novel known for an intrusive narrator and carefully plotted action. Geoffrey Chaucer is linked to the Canterbury Tales. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Andrew Marvell points instead to his coy mistress, so it does not match this clue. Question 53. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue among these terms, which one names literature that idealizes rural life, shepherds, or the countryside? Option A. Pastoral. Option B. Heroic couplet. Option C. Octave. Option D. Dramatic monologue. The correct answer is option A. Pastoral. Pastoral fits because it means literature that idealizes rural life, shepherds, or the countryside. Heroic couplet and octave refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Dramatic monologue is also different. Gothic stresses terror and mystery, realism emphasizes ordinary life, satire ridicules social faults. Question 54. Examining a CLEP-style clue, identify the device described as a novel told through letters or documents. Option A. Narrator. Option B. Blank verse. Option C. Tone. Option D. Epistolary novel. The correct answer is option B. Epistolary novel. Epistolary novel fits because it means a novel told through letters or documents. Blank verse and narrator refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Tone is also different. Frame narrative embeds stories inside a larger story. Dramatic monologue is a poem with one speaker. Satire mocks social faults. Question 55. When a passage shows a poem of mourning, often reflecting on death and loss, which term fits? Option A. Elegy. Option B. Iambic pentameter. Option C. Soliloquy. Option D. Narrator. The correct answer is option A. Elegy. Elegy fits because it means a poem of mourning, often reflecting on death and loss. Iambic pentameter and narrator refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Soliloquy is also different. Ode praises or meditates formally. Satire mocks folly. Ballad tells a song-like story. Question 56. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, how should a reader label a passage where an object in a story carries meaning beyond its literal role? Option A. Caesura. Option B. Allusion. Option C. Realism. Option D. Symbolism. The correct answer is option D. Symbolism. Symbolism fits because symbolism lets concrete objects, actions, or images suggest larger abstract meanings. Realism is wrong because realism emphasizes credible ordinary experience. Caesura and allusion describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 57. If a clue names Winston Smith, which title is expected? Option A. Songs of Innocence and Experience. Option B. 1984. Option C. Omrose. Option D. Waiting for Godot. The correct answer is option B. 1984. Winston Smith is Orwell's protagonist under totalitarian surveillance and language control. Pip belongs to Dickens, Faustus belongs to Marlowe, Okonkwo belongs to Achebe. Question 58. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, how would a clue about Edmund Spenser most likely be answered? Option A. King Lear. Option B. The Second Coming. Option C. The Fairy Queen. Option D. The Wasteland. The correct answer is option C. The Fairy Queen. The Fairy Queen fits because it is Edmund Spenser's work, an allegorical Renaissance epic romance written in the Spenserian stanza. The Wasteland is associated with T.S. Eliot. The Second Coming is associated with W.B. Yeats. King Lear belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 59. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, recall which author is known for Songs of Innocence and Experience? Option A. William Blake. Option B. Anonymous Old English poet. Option C. Emily Bronte. Option D. T.S. Eliot. The correct answer is option A. William Blake. William Blake fits because Songs of Innocence and Experience is visionary poems contrasting innocence, experience, social oppression and spiritual perception. Anonymous Old English poet is linked to Beowulf. T.S. Eliot is linked to The Wasteland. Emily Bronte points instead to Wuthering Heights, so it does not match this clue. Question 60. Who wrote A Midsummer Night's Dream? Option A. James Joyce. Option B. George Eliot. Option C. William Shakespeare. Option D. Virginia Woolf. The correct answer is option C. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because A Midsummer Night's Dream is a comedy that mixes lovers, fairies, mistaken identities, and theatrical play. Virginia Woolf is linked to Mrs. Dalloway. James Joyce is linked to Ulysses. George Eliot points instead to Middlemarch, so it does not match this clue. Question 61. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, which work is tied to Ben Jonson? Option A. 1984. Option B. The Pilgrim's Progress. Option C. L.E. Mort d'Arthur. Option D. Volpone. The correct answer is option D. Volpone. Volpone fits because it is Ben Jonson's work, a Jacobean satirical comedy exposing greed, deception, and moral corruption. 1984 is associated with George Orwell. L.E. Mort d'Arthur is associated with Sir Thomas Malory. The Pilgrim's Progress belongs with John Bunyan, not this author clue. Question 62. Studying a CLEP-style clue, can a CLEP item about George Herbert point to which work? Option A. Tom Jones. Option B. In Memoriam AHH. Option C. The Golden Notebook. Option D. The Temple. The correct answer is option D. The Temple. The Temple fits because it is George Herbert's work, a collection of devotional metaphysical poems shaped by faith, pattern, and spiritual conflict. Tom Jones is associated with Henry Fielding. The Golden Notebook is associated with Doris Lessing. In Memoriam AHH belongs with Alfred, Lord Tennyson, not this author clue. Question 63. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue among these choices, which one explains a passage where third-person narration slips into a character's private language and thoughts? Option A. Free indirect discourse. Option B. Soliloquy. Option C. Mock epic. Option D. Frame narrative. The correct answer is option A. Free indirect discourse. Free indirect discourse fits because free indirect discourse blends third-person narration with a character's inner voice, a technique important in Austen and later fiction. Soliloquy is wrong because soliloquy is a dramatic speech. Frame narrative and mock epic describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 64. Examining a CLEP-style clue, how should a clue about industrial society, social reform, realism, class mobility, faith and doubt, and long novels be classified? Option A. Romantic. Option B. Anglo-Saxon/Old English. Option C. Victorian. Option D. Renaissance. The correct answer is option C. Victorian. Victorian fits because it is commonly linked with industrial society, social reform, realism, class mobility, faith and doubt, and long novels. Romantic is different because romantic literature places greater emphasis on imagination, nature, and individual feeling. Anglo-Saxon/Old English and Renaissance point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 65. During author review, which writer belongs with North? Option A. Seamus Heaney. Option B. Geoffrey Chaucer. Option C. Jane Austen. Option D. John Keats. The correct answer is option A. Seamus Heaney. Seamus Heaney fits because North is a modern poetry collection often linked with history, violence, bog imagery and memory. Jane Austen is linked to Pride and Prejudice. John Keats is linked to Ode on a Grecian Urn. Geoffrey Chaucer points instead to the Canterbury Tales, so it does not match this clue. Question 66. Recognizing Salim Sinai points to which work? Option A. Midnight's Children. Option B. Paradise Lost. Option C. Sonnets from the Portuguese. Option D. Beowulf. The correct answer is option A. Midnight's Children. Salim Sinai connects personal memory with national history in Rushdie's post-colonial novel. Dorothea Brooke belongs to Eliot, Christian belongs to Bunyan, Grendel belongs to Beowulf. Question 67. Testing a CLEP-style clue, recall which author is known for lyrical ballads? Option A. William Wordsworth. Option B. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Option C. Lord Byron. Option D. Salman Rushdie. The correct answer is option A. William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth fits because Lyrical Ballads is a landmark romantic collection favoring ordinary language, nature, feeling, and imagination. Salman Rushdie is linked to Midnight's Children. Samuel Taylor Coleridge is linked to the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Lord Byron points instead to Don Juan, so it does not match this clue. Question 68. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, how is drama that satirizes social behavior, courtship, class, and witty conversation usually labeled? Option A. Spenserian stanza. Option B. Frame narrative. Option C. Comedy of manners. Option D. Pastoral. The correct answer is option C. Comedy of manners. Comedy of manners fits because it means drama that satirizes social behavior, courtship, class, and witty conversation. Pastoral and frame narrative refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Spenserian stanza is also different. Tragedy centers on suffering or downfall, melodrama heightens emotion, epic narrates heroic action. Question 69. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, if a poem uses two consecutive lines of verse, usually linked by rhyme or thought, which device is present? Option A. Frame narrative. Option B. Unreliable narrator. Option C. Couplet. Option D. Motif. The correct answer is option C. Couplet. Couplet fits because it means two consecutive lines of verse, usually linked by rhyme or thought. Unreliable narrator and motif refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Frame narrative is also different. Octave is 8 lines, sestet is 6 lines, stanza is a larger grouped unit. Question 70. Interpreting a CLEP style clue, study cards should connect William Shakespeare with which work? Option A. The Second Coming. Option B. A Midsummer Night's Dream. Option C. Othello. Option D. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. The correct answer is option C. Othello. Othello fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a tragedy built around jealousy, manipulation, race and trust. The Second Coming is associated with W. B. Yeats. A Midsummer Night's Dream is associated with William Shakespeare. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock belongs with T. S. Eliot, not this author clue. Question 71. Which work is tied to John Keats? Option A. Paradise Lost. Option B. Ode on a Grecian Urn. Option C. The Temple. Option D. Beowulf. The correct answer is option B. Ode on a Grecian Urn. Ode on a Grecian Urn fits because it is John Keats's work, a romantic ode meditating on art, beauty, permanence, and human transience. The Temple is associated with George Herbert. Paradise Lost is associated with John Milton. Beowulf belongs with anonymous Old English poet, not this author clue. Question 72. How should a character clue about Okonkwo be answered? Option A. Things Fall Apart. Option B. Wuthering Heights. Option C. Troilus and Cresside. Option D. Robinson Crusoe. The correct answer is option A. Things Fall Apart. Okonkwo is central to Achebe's post-colonial novel about Igbo society and colonial disruption. Crusoe belongs to Defoe, Lear belongs to Shakespeare, Prufrock belongs to Eliot. Question 73. Among these works, which one is by Charles Dickens? Option A. The Pilgrim's Progress. Option B. Midnight's Children. Option C. Frankenstein. Option D. Great Expectations. The correct answer is option D. Great Expectations. Great Expectations fits because it is Charles Dickens's work, a Victorian Bildungsroman about Pip, class aspiration, guilt, and moral growth. The Pilgrim's Progress is associated with John Bunyan. Frankenstein is associated with Mary Shelley. Midnight's Children belongs with Salman Rushdie, not this author clue. Question 74. Examining a CLEP-style clue recognizing Victor Frankenstein points to which work? Option A. In Memoriam AHH. Option B. Orinoco. Option C. Frankenstein. Option D. Olmrose. The correct answer is option C. Frankenstein. Victor Frankenstein is the scientist who creates the creature in Mary Shelley's Gothic novel. Robinson Crusoe is a castaway. Faustus makes a demonic bargain. Winston Smith belongs to 1984. Question 75. Considering a CLEP-style clue, when Alexander Pope appears in review, which title fits? Option A. The Rape of the Lock. Option B. Paradise Lost. Option C. Preface to Shakespeare. Option D. To His Coy Mistress. The correct answer is option A. The Rape of the Lock. The Rape of the Lock fits because it is Alexander Pope's work, a mock-heroic poem using heroic couplets to satirize social vanity. Paradise Lost is associated with John Milton. Preface to Shakespeare is associated with Samuel Johnson. To His Coy Mistress belongs with Andrew Marvell, not this author clue. Question 76. During character review, which work belongs with Belinda and the Stolen Lock of Hair? Option A. Wuthering Heights. Option B. The Rape of the Lock. Option C. Don Juan. Option D. Songs of Innocence and Experience. The correct answer is option B. The Rape of the Lock. Belinda is the fashionable figure at the center of Pope's mock-heroic satire. Tess belongs to Hardy, Jane Eyre belongs to Bronte, Grendel belongs to Beowulf. Question 77. Testing a CLEP-style clue recognizing Lord Byron should lead to which title? Option A. Ode to the West Wind. Option B. Don Juan. Option C. Sons and Lovers. Option D. Songs of Innocence and Experience. The correct answer is option B. Don Juan. Don Juan fits because it is Lord Byron's work, a witty satirical verse narrative associated with the Byronic voice and social critique. Songs of Innocence and Experience is associated with William Blake. Ode to the West Wind is associated with Percy Bysshe Shelley. Sons and Lovers belongs with D. H. Lawrence, not this author clue. Question 78. How would a clue about Alfred, Lord Tennyson most likely be answered? Option A. The Remains of the Day. Option B. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Option C. Wuthering Heights. Option D. In Memoriam AHH. The correct answer is option D. In Memoriam AHH. In Memoriam AHH fits because it is Alfred, Lord Tennyson's work, a Victorian elegy that wrestles with grief, faith, science, and doubt. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner is associated with Samuel Taylor Coleridge. The Remains of the Day is associated with Kazuo Ishiguro. Wuthering Heights belongs with Emily Bronte, not this author clue. Question 79. Tracing a CLEP style clue. If you see Doris Lessing, which title should you remember? Option A, Robinson Crusoe. Option B, The Golden Notebook. Option C, The Pilgrim's Progress. Option D, The Remains of the Day. The correct answer is option B, The Golden Notebook. The Golden Notebook fits because it is Doris Lessing's work, a post-war experimental novel linked with fragmentation, politics, identity, and women's experience. The Pilgrim's Progress is associated with John Bunyan. Robinson Crusoe is associated with Daniel Defoe. The Remains of the Day belongs with Kazuo Ishiguro, not this author clue. Question 80. Which author is most closely associated with Middlemarch? Option A, Jane Austen. Option B, George Eliot. Option C, George Orwell. Option D, John Donne. The correct answer is option B, George Eliot. George Eliot fits because Middlemarch is a realist Victorian novel known for social breadth, moral complexity, and Dorothea Brooke. Jane Austen is linked to Pride and Prejudice. John Donne is linked to Holy Sonnets. George Orwell points instead to 1984, so it does not match this clue. Question 81. Preparing a CLEP-style clue. Can a CLEP item about John Milton point to which work? Option A, Middlemarch. Option B, Paradise Lost. Option C, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Option D, The Wasteland. The correct answer is option B, Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost fits because it is John Milton's work, a blank verse epic on the fall, Satan, obedience, free will, and divine justice. Middlemarch is associated with George Eliot. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner is associated with Samuel Taylor Coleridge. The Wasteland belongs with T.S. Eliot, not this author clue. Question 82. Among these works, which one is by Virginia Woolf? Option A, Don Juan. Option B, Beowulf. Option C, The Golden Notebook. Option D, Mrs. Dalloway. The correct answer is option D, Mrs. Dalloway. Mrs. Dalloway fits because it is Virginia Woolf's work, a modernist novel using stream of consciousness, memory, and a single-day structure. The Golden Notebook is associated with Doris Lessing. Beowulf is associated with anonymous Old English poet. Don Juan belongs with Lord Byron, not this author clue. Question 83. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, choose the work most closely linked with Salman Rushdie. Option A, Sonnets from the Portuguese. Option B, Hard Times. Option C, Midnight's Children. Option D, Volpone. The correct answer is option C, Midnight's Children. Midnight's Children fits because it is Salman Rushdie's work, a post-colonial novel using magical realism to connect personal and national history. Sonnets from the Portuguese is associated with Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Volpone is associated with Ben Jonson. Hard Times belongs with Charles Dickens, not this author clue. Question 84. Examining a CLEP-style clue. When a passage shows substitution of a related or associated word for the thing meant, which term fits? Option A, symbolism. Option B, tone. Option C, metaphor. Option D, metonymy. The correct answer is option D, metonymy. Metonymy fits because it means substitution of a related or associated word for the thing meant. Tone and metaphor refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Symbolism is also different. Synecdoche uses a part for the whole. Metaphor compares unlike things. Alliteration repeats initial sounds. Question 85. Considering a CLEP-style clue, spotting that a song-like poem tells a story in simple repeated stanzas should lead to which term? Option A, elegy. Option B, mock epic. Option C, sonnet. Option D, ballad. The correct answer is option D, ballad. Ballad fits because ballads are narrative, song-like poems often using repetition, dialogue, and strong rhythms. Elegy is wrong because elegy mourns death or loss. Mock epic and sonnet describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 86. Recognizing James Joyce should lead to which title? Option A, Paradise Lost. Option B, Frankenstein. Option C, Ulysses. Option D, Midnight's Children. The correct answer is option C, Ulysses. Ulysses fits because it is James Joyce's work, a modernist novel associated with stream of consciousness, mythic parallels, and one-day structure. Midnight's Children is associated with Salman Rushdie. Frankenstein is associated with Mary Shelley. Paradise Lost belongs with John Milton, not this author clue. Question 87. Testing a CLEP-style clue. How is narration that imitates the flow of a character's thoughts and perceptions usually labeled? Option A, mock epic. Option B, soliloquy. Option C, stream of consciousness. Option D, satire. The correct answer is option C, stream of consciousness. Stream of consciousness fits because it means narration that imitates the flow of a character's thoughts and perceptions. Mock epic and satire refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Soliloquy is also different. Omniscient narration surveys many minds. Allegory uses symbolic action. Satire mocks social errors. Question 88. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, which author is most closely associated with the Golden Notebook? Option A, John Milton. Option B, Samuel Johnson. Option C, Doris Lessing. Option D, Aphra Behn. The correct answer is option C, Doris Lessing. Doris Lessing fits because The Golden Notebook is a post-war experimental novel linked with fragmentation, politics, identity, and women's experience. Aphra Behn is linked to Orinoco, Samuel Johnson is linked to Preface to Shakespeare. John Milton points instead to Paradise Lost, so it does not match this clue. Question 89. Recognizing a novel tracing a protagonist's growth, education, and moral development points to which term? Option A, unreliable narrator. Option B, satire. Option C, metonymy. Option D, Bildungsroman. The correct answer is option D, Bildungsroman. Bildungsroman fits because it means a novel tracing a protagonist's growth, education, and moral development. Unreliable narrator and satire refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Metonymy is also different. Epic is a heroic poem. Allegory uses sustained symbolic meaning. Satire mocks vice. Question 90. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, which term describes the repetition of initial consonant sounds in nearby words? Option A, alliteration. Option B, mock epic. Option C, iambic pentameter. Option D, illusion. The correct answer is option A, alliteration. Alliteration fits because it means the repetition of initial consonant sounds in nearby words. Iambic pentameter and illusion refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Mock epic is also different. Assonance repeats vowel sounds. Metaphor makes an implied comparison. Satire mocks vice or folly. Question 91. Among these writers, who is linked to Great Expectations? Option A, John Bunyan. Option B, Matthew Arnold. Option C, William Shakespeare. Option D, Charles Dickens. The correct answer is option D, Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens fits because Great Expectations is a Victorian Bildungsroman about pip, class aspiration, guilt, and moral growth. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Matthew Arnold is linked to Dover Beach. John Bunyan points instead to the Pilgrim's Progress, so it does not match this clue. Question 92. Studying a CLEP-style clue, among these terms, which one names writing that mocks vice, folly, or corruption to criticize it? Option A, frame narrative. Option B, assonance. Option C, simile. Option D, satire. The correct answer is option D, satire. Satire fits because it means writing that mocks vice, folly, or corruption to criticize it. Assonance and simile refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Frame narrative is also different. Elegy mourns loss. Romance emphasizes adventure or idealized love. Lyric expresses personal feeling. Question 93. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, choose the work most closely linked with Jonathan Swift. Option A, Othello. Option B, Gulliver's Travels. Option C, Troilus and Cressida. Option D, Tom Jones. The correct answer is option B, Gulliver's Travels. Gulliver's Travels fits because it is Jonathan Swift's work, a prose satire that attacks politics, science, pride, and human folly. Othello is associated with William Shakespeare. Tom Jones is associated with Henry Fielding. Troilus and Cressida belongs with Geoffrey Chaucer, not this author clue. Question 94. Examining a CLEP-style clue, when T.S. Eliot appears in review, which title fits? Option A, Holy Sonnets. Option B, Othello. Option C, Mrs. Dalloway. Option D, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. The correct answer is option D, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock fits because it is T.S. Eliot's work, a modernist dramatic monologue about paralysis, self-consciousness, and urban alienation. Mrs. Dalloway is associated with Virginia Woolf. Holy Sonnets is associated with John Donne. Othello belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 95. Considering a CLEP-style clue, among these writers, who is linked to Jane Eyre? Option A, Charlotte Brontë. Option B, George Eliot. Option C, Henry Fielding. Option D, Matthew Arnold. The correct answer is option A, Charlotte Brontë. Charlotte Brontë fits because Jane Eyre is a Victorian Bildungsroman with Gothic elements, moral independence, and first-person narration. Henry Fielding is linked to Tom Jones, Matthew Arnold is linked to Dover Beach. George Eliot points instead to Middlemarch, so it does not match this clue. Question 96. Recognizing Matthew Arnold should lead to which title? Option A, Sons and Lovers. Option B, Mrs. Dalloway. Option C, Dover Beach. Option D, Hard Times. The correct answer is option C, Dover Beach. Dover Beach fits because it is Matthew Arnold's work, a Victorian lyric often linked with religious doubt, melancholy and cultural uncertainty. Hard Times is associated with Charles Dickens, Sons and Lovers is associated with D. H. Lawrence. Mrs. Dalloway belongs with Virginia Woolf, not this author clue. Question 97. How is hints that prepare readers for later events usually labeled? Option A, sonnet. Option B, foreshadowing. Option C, irony. Option D, tone. The correct answer is option B, foreshadowing. Foreshadowing fits because it means hints that prepare readers for later events. Sonnet and tone refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Irony is also different, flashback moves into the past, symbolism gives objects larger meaning, irony depends on contrast. Question 98. Among these titles, which one contains the Duke describing a portrait? Option A, Robinson Crusoe. Option B, My Last Duchess. Option C, North. Option D, The Rape of the Lock. The correct answer is option B, My Last Duchess. Browning's Duke reveals control and jealousy while speaking about the portrait of his last duchess. Tennyson's elegy mourns Arthur Hallam, Arnold's lyric reflects faith and doubt, Keats's ode meditates on art. Question 99. Tracing a CLEP-style clue among these writers, who is linked to the Canterbury Tales? Option A, Charlotte Brontë. Option B, Geoffrey Chaucer. Option C, Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Option D, Jane Austen. The correct answer is option B, Geoffrey Chaucer. Geoffrey Chaucer fits because the Canterbury Tales is a Middle English frame narrative that uses pilgrims to create a state satire. Charlotte Brontë is linked to Jane Eyre, Elizabeth Barrett Browning is linked to sonnets from the Portuguese. Jane Austen points instead to Pride and Prejudice, so it does not match this clue. Question 100. Which author is most closely associated with Ulysses? Option A, D. H. Lawrence. Option B, James Joyce. Option C, Derek Walcott. Option D, Robert Browning. The correct answer is option B, James Joyce. James Joyce fits because Ulysses is a modernist novel associated with stream of consciousness, mythic parallels, and one-day structure. Derek Walcott is linked to Omrose, D. H. Lawrence is linked to Sons and Lovers. Robert Browning points instead to My Last Duchess, so it does not match this clue.